Welcome to these testimonies of those who love Shiloh. Will share their involvement, some memories, and their hopes.
I'm John Erpelding. I'm Sharon Alfonsi. I'm Mike Pelly, and this is 60 Minutes. Some people say to always start with a joke, but Brian can always edit that out. My Shiloh story is about service, learning, teaching, families, and friends.
Why do we love Shiloh? Well, one thing we love is the Wesleyan tradition that emphasizes grace. We also love the pastors who have taught biblically here for over the years.
I actually was baptized at Shiloh back in 1973. As the story goes, that my mom tells me, I was baptized in December, and it happened to be the Shiloh Christmas play. So I got to play Baby Jesus, and Jeannie Goist sang me a solo, and I believe I cried.
When we walk in those doors every Sunday, there are ladies that greet us and give us hugs. It is a warm, welcoming place to worship and be a part of.
I had some great teachers and leaders in Sunday school and youth group, and benefited from some really great adult leadership that kept the church thriving.
During the last capital improvement campaign, which was the addition of the gathering space in the gym, I was set on a spiritual journey which would change my life. I attended an initial meeting covering the scope of the project. There, I felt drawn to become part of a proposed prayer group with Sarah Jones and Kathy Lowry. What started out as an assignment to help accomplish fundraising goals became a time of constant development of ideas to strengthen faith for ourselves and the congregation through prayer.
Being a part of Shiloh helped me to just know Jesus and fall in love with Jesus, and being a part of the youth group in particular helped me to just fall in love with service and missions and helping other people, to the point where one of the spots we went on mission trip, I ended up working there for 4 summers while I was away at college. And now a couple years later, after college, I'm back in Cincinnati for law school, and I felt like God was calling me to continue working with teenagers. So now, these years later, I am back volunteering with the same youth group that I grew up in.
40 years ago, God blessed us with twins, Joe and Sarah. Joe and Sarah were born 3 months early, and they were very sick. Sarah passed away at only 2 weeks. As you might imagine, this was a very bad time for us. While we were trying to plan a funeral for our daughter, we were hanging on to the hope that Joe would survive. And this is when Shiloh stepped in and outpoured their love on us. So later, we decided to have Joe baptized, and Reverend Cecil was the person performing the baptism, who also actually happened to baptize Sarah. And Reverend Cecil took Joe and started walking up and down the aisles with him, singing, "Jesus Loves Me." And so as Reverend Cecil began to walk, and we followed him with Joe's oxygen, people in the congregation began singing. So by the time everybody began singing, the presence of God's love was just something unexplainable as we walked through the sanctuary. Weeks went by, and I could not forget that moment. I'm sure it was God nudging me, but I knew that I wanted to show as many children as I could and share Jesus' love with them. And I knew from going to Children's Hospital every day that many children were not going to have that opportunity. So once again, Shiloh showed up, and they opened opportunities for me to do that. I began serving in children's ministries and youth ministries, and later took a staff position as children's ministry director. All along, I thought I was there to share Jesus' love with these children and to bless them. They ended up blessing me.
We've experienced some really deep support from Shiloh as a community and a church, with some unfortunate family experiences.
Through friendships, hardships, joy, and grief, my Shiloh family has been able to support me tremendously through the years. Also, This Shiloh family has helped form me to be the person that I am today.
With the capital campaign and looking to do more ministry would be to do more outreach. I just really feel like this is, it's just so important right now with everything that's going on in our communities, and Shiloh has just always been there.
We have Shiloh today because of the sacrifices of those in the past. The current improvements to the sanctuary is a gift to those present and future members of Shiloh for years to come.
This new project has encouraged me to go back to daily Bible reading and writing in my prayer journal. Now I'm challenging you. Use this renovation as an opportunity to strengthen your faith by connecting with other believers and supporting each other through prayer. Remember, it's never too late to invest in your own spiritual journey.
Our capital campaign begins with prayer, and this prayer is central. Lord, what do you want to do through me to fulfill your will at Shiloh United Methodist Church?